for the county commissioners to see that we do have both state, county, federal, and private dollars. Where you see other, that is both the private resources that the college holds, separate and apart from our endowment, as well as revenue that we generate through things like our bookstore, our vending operations, the civic center, and that sort of thing. But as you notice, the county's support is very important, but in the overall picture, really is a support function to our budget, and we collect between the 4 counties just over $2 million, which is focused on facilities and operations in those specific counties. And so we're pleased that this county commission has saw fit to continue to support our campus here in Franklin County, and that is what the funds that you all allocate are used for. On page 4, you will notice there some of the challenges that we're facing this upcoming year. I thought it was important for you all to kind of be aware. I don't think there are any surprises there. Our budget has been affected by some of the state cuts. We are looking at about $1.7 million cut on our state budget side. We've implemented some structural things that will allow us to get through that. In addition, we struggle in terms of college readiness for our students who walk in the door, which makes me even prouder of our faculty and the fact that we've been able to do really well with the state performance measures, given that some 70% of our students come into the college and test at below college ready. And we've done some things just this past year. We've piloted some projects for the state around modularized education. So for students who come into the college that don't test college ready, they used to have to sit through an entire semester of remedial coursework. We have modularized that curriculum so that if a student tests low in a particular area, let's say fractions, then they are able to take that module. It's an 8-week course, get the material and the competencies that they need and move on, because often it's because a student has been out for a while and just has forgotten some of those fundamental skills. We always have facilities challenges. Thankfully, here in Franklin County, I don't have many significant issues to report to this commission at the time. The facility has been well maintained, and that is because of the support you all have provided. Should we ever have those, I will be sure to bring those, of course, to the county manager's attention, but also to this board, because it is my hope to come back annually and provide you all an update. We are moving toward a campus law enforcement. You probably have heard that. It will take us some years to roll that out, given our budget constraints, but we do have an approved chief of police. He was our director of security, and he has now been awarded his certification to serve as the chief of police, and we will be rolling out a full-fledged campus police over the next 5 years across all of the 4 campuses. And that, of course, will be with part-time folks to begin with, and we're hoping to ramp that up full-time because our first priority is to the health and safety of our students. Finally, we've been pushing a lot of sustainability efforts, and one of the things you may have caught on the second page is that we were recognized in the top 10 of community colleges in terms of energy efficiency, which is remarkable given the age of some of our buildings, particularly on the main campus. This study was conducted by the Industrial Extension Service at NC State. They looked at all of the community colleges across the state and kind of ranked our energy efficiency. Our college has instituted some very smart practices where we're able to shut down buildings that are not in use, shut down spaces of buildings, do that from a distance. Our facilities and operations director can manage that from home, online, and that has helped us with preserving some of our resources and being efficient. And you all who fund our operations can be proud that we've instituted that across our campuses, and we're going to continue to look at ways that we can operate more efficiently. But I think to be in the top 10 overall is pretty remarkable given the age of our buildings, and some other colleges have LEED buildings and other things that help them out a great deal. At the bottom of the page, you'll notice the 5 areas of focus. These are the 5 areas that we are looking at as a part of our strategic plan. We had a committee of 30 of our faculty and staff that put together 20 goals for the next 5 years of the institution. And without going into the details of the 20 goals, I do want to provide you kind of an overview of where we're hoping to go. Educational excellence from access to success is the first area of focus, and it's really about making a turn as an institution from simply being an open door to students, which has been the philosophy that has permeated community colleges, to really ensuring that students are successful, and to ensuring that every student that walks on our campus, whether they're adult high school, early college, continuing ed, or degree seeking, leaves with a credential or a degree in hand that makes them ready for work or higher education. And so we are looking at our indicators, putting the data in front of our faculty and our staff so that they can make decisions about programs to really help our students complete. That's the key. Nationally, community colleges struggle with student completion. On average, less than half of the students nationally in community colleges complete a degree within 6 years. We are not a whole lot different than that national average, but we are focused on improving that and really being a model for that nationally. The second area of focus is around organizational culture and really just looking at our college not only as a place of higher education, but as an organization and trying to improve our benefits for our employees and the quality of life that our employees experience at the workplace so that we can retain the best employees. And that's something we struggle with when we're competing against counties with greater resources, colleges with more money. So we want to really look at how we can be a better organization. One College Experience is about looking at our 4 campuses and trying to make sure that whether a student is at Franklin, Warren, Vance, or Granville, that they have equitable access to all of the resources in the college. And that we do that without duplicating resources. But for example, we have now instituted Skype at every campus so that if a student at Franklin needs to talk with one of our staff persons that is on another campus, they can do that. We've looked at scheduling on all of our campuses so that our students at every campus have access to all the resources, and we're not shortchanging any student at any location. And that's really the spirit of One College Experience. Institutional stewardship, of course, is about greening the campus, our programs, our practices, about trying to secure additional grant funds. We were very pleased to be one of a handful of colleges in the nation that has been awarded a grant from the American Association of Community Colleges. We just received a grant called the Plus 50 grant, which will allow us to better support older adults who are returning to community college to gain an additional credential or improve their skills. So we are going to continue to push the envelope with grants because we know our public resources are getting more scarce. And then finally, continuous improvement. And I think that goes without saying what that means, but I tell our staff all the time that our students come to the college to improve themselves, and so as an institution, as employees, we must be committed to getting better all the time, and that's what we're doing. On the final page, I wanted to share with you all that we had an economic modeling study done about 4 months ago by a group called EMSI out of Washington State. They looked at the benefit of the education that Vance Granville offers and offered this information. For every dollar a student invests at VGCC, he or she will receive $7.70 in higher future earnings for every dollar. Those who earn an associate's degree at the college earn on average $318,000 more than someone with a high school diploma. And in general, our students earn a 24.5% rate of return on their investment in education. When you look at it from the taxpayer perspective, our state and local governments, the contributions that you all make receive a rate of return of 9.3%. And if you follow any of these studies, typically government rate of return 3% is pretty good. And so we're pleased to be at 9.3%. Higher student earnings and income gained from that in counties, whether it's reduced dependency on assistance or contributions through taxes, generates about $2.5 million in added tax revenue each year. And of course, this is just for Vance Granville. And the state saves an estimated $1.6 million per year from VGCC's impact in that regard. Our economy in general benefits because an estimated 99% of our students remain in North Carolina after they graduate and contribute to economic growth.